All right. So Leah swapped a whiteboard in the classroom for a whiteboard in an office when she moved from a math teacher to an iOS developer in 2013. She's now the mobile team lead and an iOS developer at OrCam Technologies. Leah, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, the introduction that you gave now basically highlights my big career change. That tells a lot about me. Teaching was my passion forever. Why did I move from teaching to development? There might have been a financial incentive in there. I don't know where you're from, but teachers are not the highest paid employees in most places. And development is kind of in my genes. My brother is a senior architect at Warby Parker. My father was a software engineer forever, so it was kind of always around and a possibility. And that's where we are today.
Mm-hmm. How did you find the transition? Was it an easy one?
No, not at all. At the time that I was studying development, I was also working full-time at a nonprofit organization while raising a large family. And so, no, it was not an easy transition, certainly not during the studying period. But once I actually did make the transition and got my first real tech job, there were a lot of changes working with technical people, and I have to say most of them good ones. It opened up a world to people who I wasn't associating much with previously, not in the teacher's lounge and not in the nonprofit.
And hopefully just a few less screaming children, right?
Yes, a lot less screaming children. I'm one of those people who don't appreciate when people bring their kids to the office. So a lot less screaming children.
Well,
I figure I got mine at home. Why do I listen to yours for?
I meant more like in the form of coworkers.
Yes.
So what's your talk about?
So I'm going to be talking about Bluetooth. Bluetooth, specifically BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy, and what it is in general, and iOS application using the Bluetooth, using the iOS framework of CoreBluetooth.
So that's rather in the news these days.
Correct. I have this sense of people that coworkers and iOS developers in general, that those who work with Bluetooth know all about it, are really into it, and those who don't, it's just like, okay, it's one of those things. Okay, there's Wi-Fi, there's Bluetooth, and they don't know anything about it. So I'm hoping that my talk is going to open up a lot of information for people, and perhaps get people excited about learning more about it and seeing how easy and interesting it is to be able to incorporate it into their personal projects, perhaps in their next career. It's definitely a big buzzword now.
Oh yeah, yeah. Have you been following the contact tracing programs?
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
So with the coronavirus, they're thinking of using Bluetooth LE as a contact tracing platform. Because all of the phone devices are using, we basically all have Bluetooth on all the time, and both Apple and Google are collaborating on a platform that does that.
I actually was reached out to from a few developers, actually Google developers, that were working on a private project having to do with Bluetooth and scanning with regards to the virus. It could be that this is related, and they had some professional questions to ask about the iOS platform and Bluetooth. So
nice. So yeah. What do you expect developers to take away from this talk?
Well, I'm hoping they'll get a better understanding of Bluetooth in general, and why it's really important for iOS developers now to know more about Bluetooth and to realize what opportunities are coming up, because it's such a huge market. The amount of IoT devices that are using Bluetooth is phenomenal. And by having this knowledge, it gives them a little level up when thinking about developing applications that interface with these devices. So I'm hoping that I'll get people excited about the topic and definitely give them the skills of how to use the iOS CoreBluetooth framework, seeing that I've been using it for a few years now extensively in the apps that I use at work. I know a thing or two about it.
Yeah. Has it gotten better in the last couple of years?
the framework itself,
Yeah.
it hasn't really changed very much. Actually, Apple kind of deprecated things that I liked. Uh, so no,
That's kind of a bummer.
but this, yeah, iOS 13 also had a lot of Bluetooth bugs. I feel like it's getting a little bit more stable, and I hope when they come out with iOS 14, it'll be a real step up.
Okay. So now that we're all working from home, and apparently you have an enormous, are those books collection?
This is just one room of them.
Oh no. Is there anything you miss from the office?
Well, yes. What I miss the most from the office actually is our coffee machine.
Oh no.
And with the coffee machine, I have a wonderful coworker who used to be a barista, and he makes the absolute best coffee. So yes, I miss Ben and his coffee.
Yeah, I can understand that. I desperately miss going to my favorite coffee shop because I don't drink coffee, but I drink tea, and you know, it's just having somebody who makes the tea for you is kind of nice, right? It's
I was waiting for you to say that you're from Amsterdam, so that would have been a different context altogether.
No, that is different. So what superpowers do you have?
Well, I would say if I had to choose one,
Yeah.
it's getting things done.
Yes.
That's something I'm good at. I excel at in my personal life and my professional life. I like to see the big picture. I like to break it down to little parts, and I like to get things done. I like to move the needle, get it done.
Well, what helps you to do that?
I like to be able to, as I said, take the big picture and break it down. I think I'm good at breaking things down to doable tasks, and that helps be able to prioritize things and move them forward.
Excellent.
Also, communication. I think communication is a skill that sometimes developers think that they don't have to do as well as other people, which I think is a fallacy, because working in team environments, communication is essential, both in your own team and with other teams.
Yeah. Oftentimes they think just being smart is good enough.
Yeah, not anymore.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Leah. I'm really looking forward to seeing your talk. And I hope lots of developers will tune in and see it as well.
Me too. Thank you so much, Jeff.
No problem. Have a great afternoon.